Many crusaders who set out for the Holy Land truly believed that they were guided by the shining light of the Lord. The less gullible among us, however, knew the source of that alluring light not to be God, but rather the gold awaiting us in the infidels' coffers. Before long, God's voice called most of the knights back to their comfortable estates in Europe, and they were quick to heed it. I, however, remained in the Holy Land. A second son like Thoros, I had no great inheritance waiting for me in France. Just as Thoros refused to kneel before his emperor, I had no desire to serve the master of any knightly order. I set out to make a name for myself. My knights ravaged the Saracen trade routes in the Arabian desert, even raiding the holy cities of Medina and Mecca. I played by my own rules, to the ire of my Christian brothers. They called me a barbarian and a bandit. But what do I care about the opinions of lords who wage war from the safety of their castles? When an infidel mother tells horror stories to frighten her children into behaving, it is not of them that she speaks, but of me, Reynald de Chatillon, the fiend of the cross. This fearsome reputation drew the Byzantine emperor's interest. Thoros was quarreling with the Knights Templar over a fortress on his southern border, and the emperor asked me to intervene. I was conflicted. You see, to the east, the Seljuk Turks were a flock of vultures eagerly waiting for us to turn on each other, and the emperor was walking right into their trap. But in the end, his gold outweighed my doubts.
The Sultan accepts your request, Cilician. Pay us tribute, and we will leave your little kingdom alone. Should you default on your payment, however.
We cannot trust the Seljuks, but we should comply with their demands until we have defeated the Templars.
Yes, patrastem. Yes, as I skarutsanem.
Aju, terün spor.
Your trip... Well done, infidel. We will tell you when the next payment is due. Why are your soldiers roaming the Sultan's realm, Cilician? Withdraw them immediately, or the Sultan will take matters into his own hands. You swore fealty to the Sultan, and yet you betray him, Cilician? You have signed your own death warrant!
For us, it is a sin that we good Christians slaughter each other. We should put aside our differences and fight the heathen Seljuks instead.
At last. A reasonable word from this uncouth Frank. Let us make an alliance and face our common enemy.
Այո, տերիմ։ Ես ուզայս կառուցանեմ։ Այո, տերիմ թագավոր։ պատրաստ եմ։ Անպայման Տեր իմ թագավոր։ Ես ուզ զայս կառուցանեմ։
Հրամանձը Տեր ինձ պարել գնամ Տերին։ Այո, Տեր ես հասկանամ Տերին, ես ծառաձեր եմ, ես եմ զորավոր։
The Cilician fights smarter and braver than expected. The Sultan will be most displeased.
Run away, Seljuks. Return to the wasteland that you once crawled out of. And do not dare come back.
Those who need to buy their followers' loyalty should always pay their debts. The Byzantine emperor had apparently never learned this lesson. Having fulfilled my side of the bargain, I waited in vain for my blood money. Whether the emperor had promised me too much, or had never intended to pay me in the first place, mattered little. He had broken his contract with the so-called bandit that he had hired, and I was all too willing to uphold that reputation. If I am not given what I am due, I will take it by force. In that respect, Thoros and I were much alike.